This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, 20 people are injured with 2 seriously injured after a bus rolled in the Glenorchy-Queenstown Road, about 7 kilometres southwest of Queenstown. A visiting former pastor landed a weighty kingfish at Port Chalmers on Monday. Is it really an ominous sign? And a pair of lifelong farmers win their first top prize after 50 years of entering lambs at A&P shows. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Simon Anderson. 20 people are injured, 2 seriously, after a bus rolled near Queenstown this afternoon. Police say the crash happened on the Glenorchy-Queenstown Road about 7 kilometres south of Queenstown just before 2 p.m, completely blocking the road.
2 helicopters, 3 ambulances and a scene manager are attending an accident on the Glenorchy-Queenstown Road. Police Otago and Central Area Commander Olaf Jensen says about 20 people have been injured, some seriously.
There were some quite significant injuries involved, and as you can see, I've got emergency service personnel here working with them at the moment.
Following the accident, the road was awash with injured passengers and emergency services personnel. Inspector Jensen says the tourist bus was the only vehicle involved and appears to have rolled over.
It's a single vehicle crash. It's a tourist bus with international visitors on board.
He says due to the large size of the bus and the complexity of the incident, he expects the road will be closed while the serious crash unit investigates.
The road will be closed for some time while we get our serious crash personnel investigators on the scene. So we'd just like to put that message out that there will be some delay and people just to exercise patience.
Inspector Jensen also thanked members of the public who rushed to help in the immediate aftermath. St John says 2 people have serious injuries, 1 person was moderately injured and 17 people have minor injuries. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Keep up to date with this breaking story at odt.co.nz and see tomorrow's Otago Daily Times for the full story. A new report has revealed Dunedin's houses have become less affordable than Wellington's. An annual housing affordability survey has rated all 8 major centres in New Zealand as severely unaffordable. Dunedin ranked 5th of the 8, with a median house price almost 7 times the median income of local households. Wellington, Palmerston North and Christchurch are now ranked more affordable than Dunedin. The Dunedin Salvation Army says pressure started building about 2.5 years ago. They say they have people turning up every day claiming they can't afford local housing. A University of Otago academic says climate change may be responsible for fish from warmer waters being caught in Otago. Professor Steve Wing says these waters were once too cold for the likes of kingfish, but a massive kingfish was exactly what a visiting retired pastor hauled up this week.
Retired pastor Peter Toisano couldn't wipe the smile off his face after hauling up a nearly 12-kilogram kingfish on Monday. Once a rare visitor to this part of the world, the warm water species is now becoming a common sight on the end of fishing rods.
Yeah, I just let it down with the head of the wharf. I let the current take my bait right around under the peak wharf. And suddenly my throat went down and I didn't get it. I just whined it to check the bait and I feel something heavy.
Professor Steve Wing of the University of Otago Marine Science Department says climate change is a likely main reason why kingfish are now seen off the Otago coast. He says southern waters were previously considered too cold for the species, along with other fish previously landed off the North Island like kahawai. Toisano was unsure what was at the end of his line, but his experience told him it was something large.
This I didn't even know that was a kingfish. I thought it was a barracuda or a stingray until I fight for half an hour and I managed to bring it up on the surface and people were shouting out that, oh, there's a kingfish. And that's how I get it.
After catching his first kingfish, he's also feeling positive about his prospects for the 2-day Otago Harbour salmon fishing competition next month, which he plans to enter before heading home to Wellington. In Dunedin, the South Today.
NZ Ski plans to charge a $10 toll for vehicles using its road to the remarkable ski field. The charge will apply to summer traffic from the beginning of February. Chief Executive Paul Anderson says the revenue generated from the access charge will contribute to the high costs associated with maintaining the road. He says over the past 30 years, NZ Ski has invested upwards of $20 million on the road. Currently, the costs are met by winter visitors to the ski resorts, plus a few commercial operators. The 108th annual Banks Peninsula A&P show was held at the Awa-iti Domain in Little River at the weekend. Amidst various attractions was a ram lamb, which won its owners their first top prize after competing for over 50 years.
Brian Bryce wasn't expecting to be taking home his share of the silverware when he returned home after Saturday's A&P show at Little River, but he was pleasantly surprised.
I suppose in anything you do, award's important, isn't it? It just proves that you may be going in the right direction. Sometimes, you know, that you go to shows and you get disappointed, and you know, today was, I suppose, our day, I suppose. Yeah.
Bryce and his partner Heather Henderson claimed the coveted Champion All Breeds Ram Lamb prize, as well as Champion All Breeds Ewe with their South Suffolk sheep at the 108th annual Banks Peninsula A&P show at the Awa-iti Domain in Little River.
Oh yes, I mean it's like anything. If you win something like this, it just gives you a bit more confidence for another year, and you know, it's a hard industry to be in, so it just gives you a bit of confidence.
Taking out the top prize was their first major award for a ram in more than 50 years of entering sheep in competitions. Bryce is originally from Culverden, moving to Little River at age 20, and describes the Awa-iti Domain as his home turf. In terms of sheep, he says time can be the difference between a good sheep, a great sheep, and dog tucker.
Sheep change a lot, and it doesn't mean he's going to be our best sheep or anything, but they do change a lot, so we'll tell you when we get to Christchurch show how good he is.
He says the secret to breeding a top quality ram is luck and perseverance, but says sheep having good hind quarters is essential. Brian Bryce first competed at Little River Show in 1967 when he won a prize with Romney sheep. The couple took home $300 in prize money for winning Champion All Breeds Ram Lamb. At the A&P show in Little River, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we check in with a music festival in Timaru, and we meet a man who makes heavy metal art in Wanaka. See you after the break.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274. Lana Castle is proud to showcase their new retail space. Simply purchase an annual garden pass for year-round access to the garden, cafe and gift shop, or apply for a host card giving you full access to the castle, ballroom, cafe, gift shop and garden when accompanied by a full paying guest. Check out the website for full terms and conditions.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
No mai anō, welcome back. Europe's largest winter festival, Snowbox, is coming to the Cardrona Alpine Resort this winter. The event, in collaboration with Rhythm and Alps, is expected to be one of the largest in the Southern Hemisphere. Snowbox promoters say the event will recreate the successful European events which take place each year in France. It had been intended to launch Snowbox in Queenstown last year, but they cancelled due to conflicts of schedule. The organisers of Soundsplash, Timaru, say last weekend's music festival was a success. Around 2,500 people attended the three-day event, which featured 3 different stages and presented more than 40 acts from New Zealand and overseas. While they didn't reach their initial 4,000 ticket target, organisers say the event is likely to return next year. Crowds were mostly well behaved, with 4 arrests over the 3 days, and police say intoxication levels were well managed by staff. Performers included teen idols Stan Walker and Mitch James. An appreciation of anatomy and love for animals is central to the craft of a Wanaka-based sculptor. Adam Humphreys uses a welder to transform raw steel into dynamic sculptures that look poised to take flight.
A steel sculpture signifying the puddles of water formed by a horse dripping from the rain. Just one of the many artworks by Wanaka man Adam Humphreys. When he finished school in Wales, he had no plans to become an artist, instead choosing to work in forestry. But travelling around the world, Humphreys often found himself using chainsaws to create wood sculptures in his free time.
I started chainsaw carving on a farm in Australia that actually was part of a gallery, the Crisp Galleries, and they very kindly gave me my first ever exhibition, and that was when the light bulb moment just went, and I thought, wow, you can make a living doing this.
Now he's swapped wood for steel for making his sculptures, which are on display in various places around the world.
They're 2 wonderfully contrasting ideas, and the chainsawing has always been, you have the block of wood and you chip away, so you're you're taking away from it constantly, whereas the steel, you're adding.
These days he's often busy creating commissioned artworks, which are very variable in how long they take to make.
There's just so much inspiration around growing up with animals. I'm constantly trying to capture movement, and that's quite often there can be a lot of movement in an animal standing still, which sounds a bit crazy, but just little things move. And so without studying art, I studied the animals and I studied my surroundings, and I think that's really paying off now.
And when he's not working on commissioned pieces, he says he always has plenty of other ideas for his art.
Some sculptures can be remarkably quick, and I can produce them in a week if it's something that's just flowing really well and I know the subject really well. But if it's something a bit more technical, it takes me longer. It can take it's impossible to know, which is what makes quoting so hard, because essentially you win some and you lose some, and hopefully that all balances out.
Humphrey's imaginative artworks can be seen at the workshops of Metalworks Wanaka. In Wanaka, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, there's talk of a vehicle ban for Southland's Oddity Beach, and we look at the midweek weather. See you soon.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Larnach Castle is proud to showcase their new retail space. Simply purchase an annual garden pass for year-round access to the garden, cafe and gift shop, or apply for a host card giving you full access to the castle, ballroom, cafe, gift shop and garden when accompanied by a full paying guest. Check out the website for full terms and conditions.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Thanks for staying with us. Some Southlanders are concerned vehicle access to Oddity Beach may be limited in an effort to save Tohiroa shellfish. The site, which hosts the Burt Munro Beach Race, attracts between 5,000 and 10,000 spectators each year. 4 options with varying degrees of restrictions have been proposed by Environment Southland to protect Tohiroa from vehicles. It's thought Tohiroa were introduced to the beach over 100 years ago from the North Island. Environment Southland says vehicles increase deaths of young tohiroa by around 25%. Feedback on the proposals can be submitted online or via a survey from local council officers before the 21st of February. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. 20 people are injured, with 2 seriously injured after a bus rolled on the Glenorchy-Queenstown Road about 7 kilometres southwest of Queenstown. A visiting former pastor landed a weighty kingfish at Port Chalmers on Monday. Is it really an ominous sign? And a pair of lifelong farmers win the first top prize after 50 years of entering lambs at A&P shows. Now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, we have Hayden Meikle with us this evening. Hi Hayden.
Good evening, Simon. And we start obviously with the big news of the day, this terrible crash near Queenstown involving the bus. So latest news, 20 injured, 2 seriously, some truly awful scenes. We've talked to a couple of eyewitnesses, obviously a lot of concern, and now the question will be, how did it happen and how can we stop this sort of happening again? So plenty to come on that story. As there is plenty to come on the Dunedin waterfront, so a huge issue for our city. I've got a sort of tranche of information being released today. Some big numbers in there. I jotted down 1,700 permanent new jobs they're claiming, which would be massive for this city. Boost in tourism spend of about 38 million a year. A lot of big numbers, and people will be very interested to dig a little bit deeper into some of those. Back to Queenstown, and there's some controversy brewing on the Remarkables Road. NZ Ski, which I understand maintains the road, pays for its maintenance. They have proposed a road toll, a summer road toll of $10 a pop, and that hasn't gone down too well with some people, so we'll find out more about that. And there's a lot of sports starting to crank up. Wanaka is preparing for a rugby game this week. The Highlanders are playing the Crusaders in a pre-season game, which now a lot of us will grumble that it's far too early to be playing rugby, but for the people of Wanaka, that's a huge thrill, and the Crusaders, obviously, the sort of standard setters in Super Rugby, and the mighty Highlanders. So that'll be a big occasion for them on Friday. And the Masters Games are just around the corner. You're probably not quite old enough to enter most things.
Are you?
So no, of course not. Well below. We've got a couple of good yarns. We've got an ageless golfer and people playing cornhole, believe it or not. I'll leave that one with you, Simon.
All right, thanks Hayden. Now time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with the southern view, our weather guy Johnny says he swam to get it off a Ferry Prayer Nest site on the Otago Peninsula. Looking at the situation, a weakening front brings some showers to southern areas today, but remaining dry in most eastern and inland parts. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking a bit cloudy with 21 degrees. Across to the northeast, clouds too, but sunscreen still needed. Nelson and Blenheim, you can expect 24 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, cloudy skies across this area as well. Kaikoura and Christchurch head for 23. It should reach a warm 24 degrees in Ashburton. To the southern towns, the Catlins is due for moderate northwesterlies, cloudy skies and 20 degrees. Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can all expect moderate northwesterlies, showers later and 22 degrees. Heading to central Otago, summer temperatures continue for some, while there's a nip in the air for others. Wanaka, Alexandra and Queenstown are set for light northerlies and high cloud. Wanaka and Alexandra should reach 27, while Queenstown should make it to 26. Te Anau, you're set for moderate northwesterlies, showers and 19 degrees. To the northern towns, and on the coast first, those in Timaru and Oamaru should plan for moderate northeasterlies and cloudy skies. Timaru 22, Oamaru 21. Inland, Twizel and Amarama are due for light northerlies, some high clouds and a warm 27 degrees. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight, looking at an overnight low of 13. Tomorrow has low cloud at first, lifting but not breaking. A bit of cool with breezy northeast winds, a high of 19 and a low of 13. Still mostly cloudy with northeasterlies on Thursday, some showers at night with a high of 17 and a low of 13 degrees. And in Invercargill, some rain tonight with an overnight low of 13 degrees. Changeable tomorrow with high cloud increasing and lowering. and a few scattered showers at times, a high of 21 and a low of 13. Some light rain tomorrow night, mostly fine on Thursday with sunny periods with some cloud and moderate westerly winds, a high of 18 and a low of 13 degrees. That's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.